Hey everyone, so welcome to my course on ordinary differential equation. So in today's lecture we will see how to find the real solutions if you get the complex eigenvalues. So if you can recall my previous sessions, over there we saw how to find the general solution, how to deal with the cases when you have repeated eigenvalues and your algebraic multiplicity is not same as geometric multiplicity. So we covered all the cases. Only one thing was missing, that if you have the complex eigenvalues, then definitely the eigenvectors will be complex, and then you can write the general solution in complex number. That's not an issue. But most of the times, or you can say always, we write the solutions in real form. We avoid writing the complex numbers. Why? Because it's difficult to visualize. Like if you have the real solutions or the real functions, you can at least draw the graph and you can try to interpret the solution, which is difficult in complex, right? So like we did previously, we use either equation e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. The same thing we are going to use today as well, and we will see that if you have a system, first order linear homogeneous system with constant coefficients, and if the roots comes out to be the complex numbers, then question is how one can find the real solutions. Okay, so here is the example. So if I write in the matrix form, this is what I have: minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1. And what is the first thing you do? Since it's a homogeneous system, linear with constant coefficients, the first thing you do is you find the eigenvalues. How do you find the eigenvalues? You find the eigenvalues by solving this equation. And in this case, if I try to find the determinant of a minus lambda I, what is a minus lambda I? It is minus 1 minus lambda minus 1 minus 1 minus lambda. And in this case, now what is the determinant? If you do the cross multiplication, so you get 1 plus lambda whole square plus 1 equal to 0. You take 1 on the right hand side, you take square root, and then you take 1 on the right hand side. You have this as your eigenvalue. So eigenvalues are minus 1 plus I minus 1 minus I. So you have distinct eigenvalues. Obviously the eigenvectors will be independent, and then you can write down the general solution. So let's try to find the eigenvectors. So how do you find the eigenvector? If I want to find the eigenvector for this lambda, then you solve the system a minus lambda I into v bar equal to 0 bar. Now what is a minus lambda I? So your a was minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, and then you are doing minus lambda I. So this is what I have. Now if I try to solve this, what do I get? So this is what I get, and if I do the row operation, I am making a change in R2, which is R2 plus I times R1, and then this second row will become 0. And what is my V bar? It is V1, V2. It's a 2 cross 1 vector. So ultimately I have I times V1 plus V2 equal to 0, and therefore my V2 is nothing but I times V1. And therefore what eigenvector will I get? So 1I into V1. So this is what the eigenvector I have. Now what is the next step? You find the eigenvector for another eigenvalue, which was the conjugate, which was minus 1 minus I. Now since the eigenvalue was the conjugate of this eigenvalue, your eigenvector will also be the conjugate of this eigenvalue. So that's the good thing when you have complex numbers. So I have this as the eigenvector for minus 1 plus I. Now question is, what will be the eigenvector for minus 1 minus I? It will be the conjugate of this. So therefore if my lambda is minus 1 minus I, my eigenvector will be, what is the conjugate of 1? It is nothing but 1 only. And what is the conjugate of I? It is minus I. So this is your eigenvector for this eigenvalue. I mean, if you don't trust me, you can do the calculations. But yeah, it really saves your time when you have the complex eigenvalues. Okay, so I have two linearly independent eigenvectors. So I have the general solution. So what would be my general solution? This is your general solution, C1y1 plus C2y2. What is y1? It is the eigenvector e raised to eigenvalue into t, and similarly your y2. So this is my general solution. Well, if you wish, you can stop here. But as I said, our aim is to find the real solutions for this system of differential equation. So again you do the same thing. Here you write down e raised to it as cos t plus I sin t. So if you rewrite this equation, okay, so let's try to rewrite your y1 and y2 in terms of sine and cosine. So what you do is you first multiply this inside. So I have 1 into this, and again I am splitting my exponential. E raised to a plus b is what? E raised to a into e raised to b. So here e raised to minus t into e raised to it. Similarly I into this. Similarly here also you have e raised to minus 1 minus I into t, and minus I into e raised to minus t into e raised to minus it. And now you use your Euler equation. E raised to I theta is I cos theta plus I sin theta. So e raised to minus t as it is. So this is cos t plus I sin t. E raised to t minus t will be multiplied with both the terms. Here also you keep your I as it is. E raised to minus t, what is e raised to it? Cos t plus I sin t. So, but you already have I over here. So I into I will become I square, and therefore you have minus 1 over here. So minus e raised to minus t into sin t. Similarly, you do the same thing over here. E raised to minus t as it is. What is this? Cos theta minus I sin theta. So cos t minus I sin t. And here your I is there minus I. E raised to minus t is there. For this you have cos t. And then minus I sin t. So minus sin t is here. But you have minus I. Minus I into minus I is what? It is minus 1. So this is minus 1 over here. So now you have your y1 and y2 in terms of sine and cosine, but still iota is there. Now my job is to remove this iota. So what I will do is I will call my z1 to be y1 plus y2 by 2 and z2 as y1 minus y2 by 2i. You always do this transformation and your iota will go away. Now question is, will z1 and z2 be the solution of the system? Yes, it will be. Why so? Because I am simply taking the linear combination of y1 and y2. Here also the linear combination of y1 and y2. This is 1 by 2 into y1 plus 1 by 2 into y2. 1 by 2i into y1 minus 1 by 2i into y2. So I am simply taking the linear combination of the solution, and we saw a theorem in our previous lecture that for a system of linear homogeneous differential equation, linear combination of solution is always a solution. Therefore your z1 and z2 will also be a solution. So what will be now my z1? y1 plus y2 you divide by 2. So if I add them, e raised to t cos t will be the first thing, because this will get cancelled and this plus this is 2 times, but I am dividing by 2, so therefore e raised to t cos t. And now if you again add this two thing, my I e raised to minus t, and this will cancel away, and this is 2 times, but again that 2 will get cancelled away, so I have minus e raised to minus t sine. So this is my one solution. What will be my z2? My z2 will be nothing but y1 minus y2. So if I do the subtraction, so this will go away. Here I times and I times. So this will be 2i, but 2i will get cancelled. So what is left is e raised to minus t sin t. And for the second component, if I subtract, so this minus this. So again this and this term will go away, sin term will go away. Here I have I minus I will become, when I am subtracting it will become 2i. So that will also go away. So what is left is e raised to minus t cos t. So these two are again the solution, and you can observe there is no iota. So I have sine and the cosine curves. So I have the waves over here. And my general solution will be, my y will be nothing but it will be c1 z1 plus c2 z2. That means you can express your small y1 and small y2 in terms of sine and cosine. And now you can sketch the curve and you can interpret the solution. You can tell me what is the amplitude, what is the frequency, what is the period, all those, what is the phase shift angle, all those things you can extract from there. So that is the plus point of writing the solution in the real form and not in the complex form. So I hope this example is clear. If this is clear, let me give you a homework problem so that the concept will be more clear. And do not forget to post the answer in the comment section. So take this as your homework problem. So here y1 prime is minus y2, y2 prime is y1. So here if you see the matrix 0, minus 1, 1, 0. And therefore the eigenvalues will come out to be plus minus I. I think it should be plus minus y are the eigenvalues. So there is no real part. So like you won't have exponential term in the solution. That's what my guess is. But okay, try to write down the solution. Tell me what are the real solutions. Don't give me the complex solutions. Tell me the real solutions in the comment section. So I hope this lecture is clear. If yes, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. See you.